Spider-Man, but you're... Who are you? Are you me? And what's up with the costume? Is that a metallic fiber?
It's the year 1993, and you're looking to the future. How will superheroes change? How will the world look? Who the hell is that guy in the new Spider-Man trailer?
You're a good leader.
Miles, there's moments in our stories that are the same for all of us.
Well, I'm gonna be asked anyway, so let me introduce you to the first real attempt at a Spider-Man legacy character.
Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man of the year 2099.
That's me, ready to save the universe and looking good while doing it.
When Miguel was created, the idea of someone else being Spider-Man was not tried before. The closest would be the live-action Toku, but American fans would not know of him at the time. And at the time, well, Marvel didn't do the whole Elseworlds multiple versions of characters thing. Spider-Woman at that point was also only a spin-off in name only. The character never had anything to do with Spider-Man's world, so for a long time, Spider-Man was really on his own with no real Spider-Man family of characters. Guy could lead 4 titles a month all on his own. The 2099 line mostly spun out of the anniversary of various Marvel characters. It's been 30 years since the Silver Age started, so why not reimagine some of the most popular heroes in the future? And it was decided that Spider-Man, and it would be the most popular title, would lead. Now Peter David and artist Rick Leonardi were brought on board, and they made some decisions you would not make with a modern Spider-Man character. For one to understand Miguel O'Hara, you have to realize they made him the opposite of Peter. Here are the differences. Adult instead of teen, Spider-Man is looked as a symbol of rebellion, and this Spider-Man is quiet, while Miguel himself is more an active talker in his life. His power set is also more monstrous. The first issue shows us the new Spider-Man in action, as he bounces around in a very cyberpunk setting. This setting has all that jazz, including corporations ruling our lives and various flying cars. I love it.
Into something else. Something dangerous. I've tried talking to him, but he's got no time for Miguel O'Hara. But people make time for Spider-Man.
We see Miguel's life after, with the fact that he has siblings, he has a hologram that looks like Marilyn Monroe named Lyra, and a boss. Miguel also has a fiancée, in comparison to the single Peter in his origins. Miguel works for Alchemech, your standard evil corporation, run by Tyler Stone, who is every evil corporate villain ever. Well, with one twist anyway. Miguel is working on a project to recreate Spider-Man. Miguel does the experiment and Hit messes up the test subject big time. And Miguel decides that he's had enough and he's gonna quit the company. But Tyler is not ready to let go of Miguel, who is a genius, and so drugs him in order to keep him on staff. With Rapture, a drug you can't kick, Miguel is screwed for life.
Okay, I'm here, so how do I access it?
Enter my password, Lila, L-Y-L-A.
Access denied.
Oh, great. You got any other ideas?
Let me think.
I wish I could just say open sesame or grant me access or...
Request acknowledged. Access granted.
Miguel, like any scientist in fiction, decides to use his own experiment to save himself. But instead of using spider DNA, he just decides to use his old DNA profile, and just a normal dude. And thank God this works. Well, till a jealous coworker has had enough of Miguel's crap. Remember when I said Miguel was a talker? Well, imagine working with that. And so he messes it all up by putting the spider profile in as well. Meet your Spider-Man for the new millennium.
Oh, it's the maniac! Take him away! Take him away!
Calm down, son. It's just a drawing, not the real thing.
Miguel's powers are also meant to contrast Peter, being more overtly horrifying in comparison to Peter's, who keeps his better hidden. Miguel also lacks a spider sense, but compensates with more advanced perception, has talons, and can inject venom, plus the first organic webs.
DNA strands integrated. No wonder I couldn't get a read. That thing's a combination of Sloan, Octavius, and anti-venom. They must have mutated into that thing when they were shoved through.
Miguel is saved by a Thorite, a religious sect in the future who believes Thor returning will bring about a brighter future, and Spider-Man is a harbinger of that. So Miguel gets dubbed Spider-Man. Miguel is also figuring out his powers, from how he can protect and his limitations. Miguel decides to wear his Day of the Dead costume to hide his identity, and also just has clothes that won't tear, since it's made of some unstable molecules. One thing to note with the comic is that Peter David makes good use of humor in his own way. While it's a very 90s comic, it often is a fun comic with great character work. But Miguel is having people sent after him, because while he's not identified as the culprit, they are still after someone, and so dons the Spider-Man guise to fight them out. After that comic settles into a variation of Miguel figuring out what to do with his life, since now he wants out but can't, and on some level, he likes being a hero. And so with everyone after him and his life getting worse, how will Miguel survive?
This new spider sense is a trip. Either I'm not used to it yet, or I'm sensing one of the fragments closing in on me.
So Miguel has a 40-issue series, and I'm just going to be honest, that is way beyond the scope of this thread. So we're going to go into highlight reel mode here, and some commentary on various aspects. Cool?
Every Spider-Man needs one.
Newsflash, Hobby. You're not my first goblin.
Miguel often's trying to avoid the famous Spider-Man saying. My favorite is it comes with great guilt. The 2099 setting is just kind of fun. For one, the names are often mixes to show how integrated the future is, with Miguel being an Irish Latino man. There are Mad Max deserts. It's just a great fun setting. There is a huge fun connective tissue in the 2099 titles. While not all of them are good, every day I look at Ravage with a shotgun and ask, you will have your turn. If you get to Venom 2099, make sure to read Punisher 2099, and you'll thank me later. Issue 25 marks a major turning point in the series with Miguel and Tyler that changes the entire dynamic, because it also reveals how messed up the accident really was and made Miguel into Spider-Man 2099.
All public eye units in the vicinity report to 121st and Lex. One of those fragments Alchemax is looking for has been found.
Units 94 and 98 en route.
All units be advised. Alchemax warns that the fragment may attract freakers or other...
What is that thing?
And well, Miguel would go on beyond the 2099 line, being the only real fixture constantly brought back, with other characters being given so many overhauls. Look up the different versions of Punisher. Though Miguel got one too. This version made Miguel a teenager. You know what? Just no, okay? No. Screw making all Spider-Man teens, okay? Forget Marvel of 2009 and your John Q Spider-Man has to be a teen mindset, okay? Just forget it. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's just all enjoy Miguel. So let's go into some recommendations for nice introductions. I would go for the one-shot of Spider-Man 2099 meets Spider-Man, one of the best standalone team-ups. And also, this Miguel and MJ have a great dynamic, and Miguel loves the Spider-Man world, giving you a sense of respect. Spider-Man Edge of Time. This is a good team-up game, and being written by Miguel's creator, making it a solid ending to Miguel's story in general.
Our reality is coming apart at the seams.
And now I see why. The two gateways created a link between our times. Together. Across the expanse of time.
We must defeat our enemies. And defy death itself.
No! Not this time!
And of course, just read Spider-Man 2099. If it's written by Peter David though, the original end of the 2099 line is something. Still, focus on the David stuff. In fact, as you're watching this video, more than likely the new Spider-Man 2099 Omnibus will be released now through Marvel. I know I got my copy, and you should get one too. For whatever I say, Spider-Man 2099 is the reason we can have characters like Miles, May, Spider-Gwen, and others. While he might not be the most well-known, if you like Spider-Verse stuff, Miguel is the day one of the concept. So what the shock are you doing? Read Spider-Man 2099 and have yourself a good, shocking, cyberpunk superhero comic.
It's all back to normal.
Same here.
Okay, but if the timeline snapped back to normal, if none of it happened, how do you and I remember it? I mean, we've got two different sets of memories in our brains. Shouldn't that be making us, I don't know, crazy?
Crazy? We already dress in skin-tight costumes and fight bad guys for free.
Okay, crazy-er.
You really want a 5-hour lecture on temporal paradoxes?
Sure, why not? As it turns out, looks like I have all the time in the world.
I want to thank you all for watching this video. This is another little video that I decided to make, adapting a Twitter thread from Exalted Speed. Once again, I would recommend checking out Exalted Speed if you can. If you haven't watched my previous videos where I adapted one of his threads, he is a very knowledgeable comic fan who makes these amazing threads about different things that are going on in comics or just whatever is on his mind at the time. And I enjoy a lot of his stuff, which is why I wanted to do a lot of these videos in the first place. So go sub to his Twitter. Please, right now, just do it. Tell him the One Nerd sent you, why not? Again, I just want to reiterate again that this is not my work. This is not my words. I just put them into audio form and put pretty pictures and videos over them. That's all that I do here. I want to give him 100% credit for all of this. He deserves all of the credit on here. And again, you should go check him out now. If you did like this video, go ahead and leave a like if you could. Subscribe for more. I always have new projects coming up right now. I actually just finished the script recently for part 2 of the history of Cartoon Network, which I hope to be recording very soon. Once I get this particular video out, I really want to get this video done by the new Spider-Verse movie coming out, which I don't really see a reason why I shouldn't have this done before then, but I've had plans for videos before that have gotten very pushed back, so I guess we'll see. But again, if you enjoyed it, leave a comment talking about your favorite Spider-Man 2099 story and your favorite thing about Spider-Man 2099, and heck, maybe the first thing that you watched or experienced of him, how you were introduced to the character, anything like that. And until next time, this is the One Nerd, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Enjoy it, guys.